yet. They chose their king, their power was met, but we don't answer to Ottawa yet. No crown gave us what we've earned, just dirt and fire and lessons learned. Now the ground it shakes, the steel it groans, and Alberta walks alone. We ride sovereign steel through fire, through frost. We ain't the last, we're the line they lost. Alberta stands, never on its knees. A nation born in the forge of the free. From the rigs to the rails, the crops to the code, we lit their streets, we bore their load. They laughed at pride, they mocked the West, but freedom don't die, it just waits for the test. The cowboys ride, the farmers rise, 5 million strong under open skies. No leash, no lie, no foreign throne. This land is steel and it stands alone. We ride sovereign steel through fire, through frost. We ain't the last, we're the line they lost. Alberta stands, never on its knees. A nation born in the forge of the free. Can't kill the mountain, can't drown the plain, can't burn the spirit that won't be chained. He stares down east with a calloused hand and says, this time we draw the line in the land. We ride sovereign steel through fire, through frost. We ain't the last, we're the line they lost.
Hey, it's 7-Eleven and it's Bruce Scholl. So excited to be here. It's another gorgeous night in the world around us. I'm so excited to be here. Just an amazing time to be alive. I am so grateful and thank God for this. I think we're in front of opportunity. I have to look at it that way. I mean, there's so many things that are happening. It's exciting and scary all at the same time. Thank you so much for being here. If you're watching, make sure to share this out. We've got to get more eyeballs on this information and wake up more Canadians. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for participating in freedom and Alberta and Canada. Thank you so much for all of what you do, and thanks for being here. All right. I have got a fantastic new guest. I'm really looking forward to having this conversation. And it has spurred out of, I guess it's because the Allison Inquiry is coming up. And then I got introduced to my next guest. And really looking forward to it because we're gonna give you some insight into what you're gonna hear in the Allison Inquiry, and hopefully wake up some more people to some of the tragedy around the COVID vaccine injury for many Canadians. And I don't know the exact numbers at this point, but I know it's over 800 people have applied to share their heartfelt and obviously really hard stories to tell at the Allison Inquiry. So anyway, my next guest is going to be presenting and speaking on the first day, and obviously sharing, what has happened to her and her family. And I'm looking forward to having that discussion with her today. But we're going to get into that here in a minute. I always like to start off by saying that I'd love to support local business. One of them that has been here right from the beginning is NuggetStacker.com. Really protect your family's wealth by getting gold and silver. If you can, get a gold and silver subscription. It's the greatest way. You can just set it and forget it. But if you have any questions, 1-866-644-2121. That's NuggetStacker.com. You can find them through my website, unscrewthenews.com. Click on the link. It'll give you a bit of a discount. Anything over $600 is shipped free in Canada. And we have an event coming up that I want to make sure that you participate in if you can. This is going to be a great event. This is going to be September 11 and 12, coming up at the Croatian Cultural Center. This is Capitalism and Morality 2026 right here in Calgary. And we have a VIP dinner going on September 11th, and September 12th is an all-day event. It'll be from 8 a.m. until 9:30-ish with some fantastic speakers. We got Francis Widdowson, Amy Eileen Ham, Tamara Leach, Nadine Wellwood, Jason Levine's going to be there. Helen Gruss is going to be there. Anyway, get your tickets today and save a spot. The prices will be jumping up here very shortly. You can get a 10% discount by using the code UTN10, and I'll make sure to have the link in the show notes. All right, let's get into unscrewing some news and get into our guest. This is August 8th, 2026. This is episode number 299. I've got Carrie Sakamoto, and I called this episode, Sorry, the Best We Can Do is Abandon You, by the Canadian government. Like I said, I'm excited to have Carrie here and to join us. It's such a pleasure to have her. I'm excited to let her speak. But Carrie Sakamoto is a former Lethbridge area seed farmer and mother of 3 who was hospitalized after her second COVID-19 shot in 2021 and left her with permanent Bell's palsy, and she can tell me if that's correct or not. She is the lead plaintiff in Sakamoto versus Canada, Attorney General and Alberta, a proposed class action filed in the Court of King's Bench, and a vocal critic of the Federal Vaccine Injury Support Program. I want to welcome her to Unscrew the News. Thank you for joining me. It is such a pleasure to have you, Carrie. Thank you for taking the time out this evening to speak to me and my viewers.
Thank you for having me.
It's a little bit, I'm a little bit uneasy because normally I'm really excited to have a guest here. I am excited to have you, but it's obviously under, really hard circumstances that you've gone through this trial. You've gone through the tribulations and the health, absolute devastation. Do you mind just giving our viewers a little bit of a background on what you experienced after the COVID vaccine, and maybe even leading up to it, like what led you to that point?
Sure. So I grew up in an Air Force family. Both my parents were in the Air Force, and that's where they met. I was raising my 3 children with my husband on an acreage just outside of Lethbridge, and COVID happened. The schools got shut down right away. The country schools that my children were at anyway. It was a super small school. And so we started homeschooling right away. And then shortly after, my mom came to stay with us because she was staying in a apartment building and they weren't letting them into the hallways. They could only come and go. They weren't allowed to congregate or any of that. So she came to stay with us.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone else, we were watching the news, And in 2021, I did what the health authorities asked me to do. Trudeau was on the TV saying that every vaccine that is coming into Canada is safe and effective. I guess I had some faith in that. I actually had no reason to question that, just because of the way I was raised, and
Yeah.
I had so many vaccines because of traveling, and I used to get the flu vaccine. So I was hearing all this messaging, don't kill grandma. Everything can go back to normal. Just get your vaccine. If you don't get
Right.
your vaccine, there's going to be consequences, right? There's going to be restricted travel. There's going to be, you can't do any of these things, grocery shop. And there was a lot of fear at the time.
Yeah, no kidding.
April 21st, 2021, I got my first vaccine, and that was AstraZeneca. And I was okay. I had a sore arm, but it was nothing. Then it came to get the second one, and they pulled AstraZeneca in Alberta. And so I had to choose a different vaccine. And so now all of a sudden they were coming out in the news saying it's safe to mix, that mixing and matching was great. All of these positive things about it. So June 18th, 2021, I got my Pfizer vaccine, and my health completely deteriorated that day. Within 8 days, I was hospitalized. When I first went to the hospital, they sent me home with a migraine. They thought it was a migraine. So did I. I wasn't sure what was happening. I had a burning sensation in my brain. And this was triggering vomiting. It was just so painful. I couldn't help it. It was just my body's reaction. And it wouldn't stop. So I went into emergency, and they treated me for a migraine. And they gave me all the stuff, the Gravol and everything to settle things down, and sent me home. But when I got home, it was about 4 hours later when everything wore off. I was right back where I was. I was really, really sick.
Do you mind if I ask you a question while you're talking about that? Have you ever had migraines before that?
I'd had them as a child, but I don't know if it was a migraine, but I used to get headaches.
Yeah.
Nothing like this. This felt different. This was that's why I thought maybe it was a migraine, because it was a burning feeling in my brain, which I still have to this day.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Like still today, like now you and I talking,
I'm
burning on the brain.
I'm medicated. So I don't.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yes. So I'm going back to the hospital now because I'm still really sick. And I can feel what feels like my face swelling. And I looked in the side mirror of the vehicle, and I could see my face had dropped, and I thought I was having a stroke. Got to the hospital, and they assessed me, and they said that it was Bell's palsy, and that they gave me some steroids, and they gave me fluids and medication for the vomiting, and they said that I would be okay in a few weeks, and that if anything changed, to come back, and they sent me home again.
Wow. Were you overnight that time, or
were
you just in emerge?
I was just in emerge both times.
Yeah.
And was sent home. So I get home and things are just not better. It's scary. I'm very, very sick. I can't think. I'm just crying. It was awful. It was an awful experience. And the other side of this side of my face, the left side, started to go numb. And I thought, oh my gosh, it's going to be on both sides of my face. What the heck is going on? Back to the hospital we went. This time they admitted me. And I was really sick. I was in and out of consciousness almost. I was so sick, I was just sleeping, really. I was very heavily medicated. They were trying to figure out what was going on. I couldn't eat now because of being paralyzed. I couldn't swallow my food. So I had been sick for about 10 days at this point, maybe longer. And so they put in feeding tubes so that I could get some nutrients into me so that I could try and get better. When I was in there, it was probably the 5th day I was in there. My doctor came to me and my husband and said, we believe that what's happened to you is a COVID-19 Pfizer vaccine injury.
Wow.
And because of this, we are reporting it to Ottawa, and because we're required to, and we're going to try and treat the symptoms the best way we can. They said that from their point of view, what they've seen, they haven't seen anything like this. They'd never seen anyone with such severe Bell's palsy on top of it. So I had a lot of people, a lot of doctors looking at me. He would bring in his computer with colleagues on it, and they would all, look and discuss me. And so it was decided that this was a Pfizer injury. And, I thought that was going to be the hard part, was going to be getting out of the hospital. And that's just kind of where it started.
Can I ask you, so because of where you live, were you in a hospital in Lethbridge, or was that going to like a bigger center like Calgary? No, it was in Lethbridge.
I was here in Lethbridge. I received excellent care.
Yeah.
I had a specialist from Calgary that was treating me, and then I had a couple of neurologists, and so I still see the neurologists here in town. I've received really good medical care in the beginning. Like while in hospital, and realized as time went on how important that was, that my doctor had reported this as a vaccine injury to Ottawa.
Well, I was really surprised when you said that it was that quick. Usually, I mean, we hear many, many stories of other people that have had to prod and push and almost threaten, doctors before they'll actually admit it. So that is a win, I guess, in a way. So now what happens after the 10 days? One of the things, I guess, that myself and probably our audience are wondering is, so this has to have devastating effect on you, obviously, but on your family as well, because you're obviously an essential part of the family, and now you're just completely devastated. I mean,
it was really difficult. I was in the hospital for 17 days, and when I was in there, I couldn't see my kids. The COVID restrictions, because of the COVID restrictions at the hospital, I was only allowed one visitor a day, and it could only be an adult, and I could pick from two people. So it was my mother or my husband. And so it was terrifying for my children, because they just saw me getting sick and then I was gone, and they weren't able to see me. And it was really scary because the doctors didn't know what was going to happen.
No kidding. I can't imagine. And then I'm sure, like I say, it has to have such a wide effect on your family because obviously, you're that one person, a big part of our family is now there's a big question mark over that person. So you've been in the hospital for 17 days. Now, what does that look like when you come home?
It was a different life. All these things I couldn't do. I was still really in bed a lot of the time. I suffer with Bell's palsy alone, gives you fatigue, and then the medications on top of it, I suffer with a lot of fatigue. So in the beginning, the first couple years, I was really in bed a lot. We had an acreage, so because I wasn't able to help out, my husband was having to be at home with me, and he was also working as a music promoter, so he did concerts, and they weren't doing concerts because of COVID.
Right,
so
right.
we were in a really difficult financial situation all of a sudden, and so we decided to sell everything and move into town where the kids could be a little more independent because I wasn't able to drive at the time. And my husband was trying to pick up jobs wherever he could. He went and got his trucking license so he could drive a semi truck. But the problem is that as this has developed, it's really hard for me to function alone. I have short-term memory loss because of the medications and because of how long I've been on them for.
Mm-hmm.
So there's memory loss, which is a challenge at home. And now that I'm thinking about that, I've lost my train of thought.
Well, you were saying how life changed once you got
Yeah.
home. Obviously, you had to sell the acreage and you moved into town. Your husband's now working on a truck, so he's probably leaving you when you need help. And
yeah. I started a Give Send Go on request, like a friend suggested it to me, and that's been a big help. I've used that a lot. Because I had this information from my doctors.
yes,
I was able to apply with the vaccine support program, and that was a whole other thing.
right. The vaccine injury support
program.
Yeah. VISP. Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about VISP and where that went to?
First, I just want to say, when I got out of the hospital, I really, really wanted people to know what happened to me.
Right.
And I wanted the doctors to know. I wanted medical professionals to see that this could happen. I wanted to know if it was happening to other people. I had a lot of questions. And so I started reaching out, and
you gained a bit of notoriety for this. I remember.
Well, but the moment I spoke up about what happened to me online, I was labeled as an anti-vaxxer.
Of course.
Yes,
Yeah.
which makes no sense because
you were
I took it, right?
Yeah.
But government authorities seem more focused on protecting the narrative than caring for the people who got hurt, and that political division gave people on the internet permission to say terrible things to me. It's gotten so much better over the years. I would say 99% of the things I get online now is support. Mm-hmm. It's changed a lot over the 5 years. But yeah, we were promised that if something went wrong, there would be this government program that would help, but it's been a nightmare. I've been passed around to 12 different case managers. They deny people basic claims. For example, they accepted my claim, but they have denied all my medications. and all of my treatments and all of the things that cost me money, my hearing aid for my hearing loss, my glasses, all of these things, psychologist, all these things that I use my Give, Send, Go money for, because I've been let down. I've been let down by the government, and we've had to pay out of pocket. I wasn't on any medication when this started. I was fine. There was no medication. And now, I don't know. I think I take 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, maybe. I can't remember. A lot of medication every day.
Right.
And it's been like this for 5 years. And all of my doctors have said, no, you can't go off of this. They've sent letters. And so I was stuck in appeals. So I'm in appeals because of mistakes that they made.
Right.
And now the program has switched hands, and it's really not been any better. It hasn't helped at all. I don't know one person who's been helped yet. It brought out a lot of people who have been waiting for some kind of recognition.
Right.
It's hard to get medical care as a vaccine injured person when you can't go into a doctor and say, I have a vaccine injury.
Right. They don't even have a category for it, though, do they? I mean, like in insurance in the United States, anyway, there has to be like a line item that you could put in there that it's a vaccine injury, but they must. Now I'm assuming. So, what do the doctors say when you walk into a new doctor's office and say you've been vaccine injured?
I haven't had to do that.
Thankfully.
My file has been so my original GP, when I got out of the hospital, she took a job in Edmonton, but she passed my file on to a different doctor, and he took care of me for the majority of the last 5 years. But then he opened his own practice in Kamloops, so he left me.
Oh no!
But I found another doctor, and she's been really great. For me, everything's been documented medically, but for so many people, it's not like that.
Do you find now I'm assuming that this was probably a real layover from COVID, but there's a lot of siloing, like you don't know until you talk to somebody else, but you can't actually find somebody else that's going through exactly what you're going through. I mean, obviously things like the Allison Inquiry, you're going to have an opportunity to be able to talk to people. But I felt that there was this, especially during COVID, is that they, like when you left the hospital and you wanted to I guess, let everybody know what happened to you and let the doctors know, they really didn't want you to speak out, so that you also wouldn't have a circle of other people that you could converse with and say, well, what did you experience? Because this is what I experienced. I still find that a part of what's happening today. Are you somewhat experiencing that, or is it better now?
So it was really difficult because I felt like the people that I had the same values as me turned their backs on me. And like you said, it was really difficult to find other people. And, I would go online and people would say, you're lying. And, so I'd spend half my time just fighting
Right.
with people, trying to prove to them. But then I thought, well, I don't have to prove to these people. I just need to show my face and tell my story, and these other people should be able to find me.
Right.
And so I just started speaking up. I had a friend, Candace, and she's the one who suggested actually that I start a TikTok account. And that's where my public speaking and all of that started.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was a TikTok account. Within 2 months, I had 25,000 followers.
Oh, good for you.
But I got up one morning and it was shut down. they said that my account is misinformation.
Of course,
And
you said too much truth. That's the
I've
problem.
had several accounts over the years taken down because of that. So I did find a group of women, actually a group of people, from CanRise 19, and they're a Canadian non-profit advocacy group, and I've been working with.
I'm going to bring it up here, Carrie, so we can show people CanRise 19. Yeah, please explain. It says CanRise 19 Advocacy Society is a Canadian nonprofit organization, but tell us what this means. I mean, these are nice words and nice pictures, but yeah, what does it mean?
Really, it's a community where people, so they have support groups where you can go and talk to other people. They have them like once a week, and it'll run for, I think it's 9 weeks. And they have large Zoom groups that you can go in, or small and large, and talk to other people just like you. And you can share information. You can share your story online with them. And if you sign up, you can get newsletters, and they put out all kind of medical information, or not medical information, but giving you, what's the words I'm looking for here? Some direction on where you
guidance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So obviously the first question that I would have, and this is Michelle right here, isn't it? Michelle Wharton. Yeah.
Yes, that's Michelle Wharton and Julie Woods on the other side.
Okay.
That's right, the founder and the co-founder. Yeah.
Yeah. And is there a cost involved?
No,
no.
It's free.
Yeah.
And they will be in Ottawa for the Allison Inquiry, and they will be there to support the injured who will be speaking.
I think that that's a great group to support, and I'll make sure to have their information in the show notes as well, canrise19.com.
I actually hold the chair of community outreach for them.
Oh, so good.
I volunteer my time, and I help people with forms with VISP and things like that. So yeah, just to add that in there.
No, well, that is amazing. Obviously, I can't say that you've gotten, a lot of help getting to where you are, but I know that there's a circle of friends and a circle of people that are surrounding you, and and sharing what you're going through. So I appreciate that you're doing that and helping other people, because obviously that's what we need. We need more of, because we have been so divided. And like you said, as soon as you spoke out, then you became the pariah, because you were obviously you were an anti-vaxxer. You took vaccines right up until then, and yeah.
I am anti.
Isn't that loony?
Yeah, like yeah. It makes no sense, really. It really makes me mad. But I mean, it's ignorance. But I think, I'm really open to speaking with people, because I think people are afraid of things they don't know. And I've had a lot of people sit and talk with me, and they are like, wow, I didn't realize all of this was going on, and I didn't understand this. I hadn't even heard of a vaccine injury until it happened to me.
Of course you haven't, because that's not something that our mainstream media, I can say that with confidence. They don't want people to know that vaccines aren't safe and effective. They are not safe and effective.
Which is why the Allison Inquiry is going to be great, because it's a citizen-led inquiry. And I think the initiative to hear testimony from Canadians who have suffered these adverse events. We all say it's real, not rare. These are long-term, lifelong injuries that we are suffering from. And it'll be great to be able to give public testimony and have it documented.
Yeah, for once, finally, I know that other countries, most notably, I think it's Scotland and New Zealand, have had inquiries, maybe government led. I don't really know too much about them, but I do know that there was inquiries held, and so it's about time. And before we hit record, we were laughing and sort of joking about Mark Garrison, but people like him. What I said when I responded to him was, well, it's funny because it's been 5 years, and even though you're downplaying this inquiry, it you could have listened to it. You could have listened to the people, you and any of the parliamentarians that you're associated with could have listened to Canadians anywhere in the 5 years, but you chose not to.
Well, we are the injured community who will be speaking has been bombarding our MLAs and MPs with letters asking them to come to Ottawa and hear our stories.
So can other people do that too?
Pardon?
Can other people do that too?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Every Canadian should be, right?
That would be fantastic. That would be fantastic.
So just to make sure everyone knows that the Allison Inquiry is coming up September 8th to 11th. It's going to be in Ottawa. And the website, obviously, I'm going to have that in the show notes as well, but it's covidtestimony.com or allisoninquiry.com. You can apply to be a witness and to share your story. Not everyone's going to obviously be able to be in person to share their story, but to have them documented and have them on the record, I think is critical. And to have as many as possible. Carrie, did you hear? Because I haven't talked to Sean or MP Allison in a little while, but do you know what they're kind of seeing as far as numbers at this point? The last time I checked, it was about 800.
I don't.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's going to be a lot of people, and I know that there's a lot that probably won't. Here's a question for you, Carrie. I know that you've been outspoken, and God bless you for that. I appreciate you, and I think Canadians should applaud you for your bravery for doing this on an ongoing basis. This is not your first interview by any means, but what would you say to other people that are experiencing health concerns or that are questioning this, and maybe they're a little bit nervous about speaking out?
I think, if you're in Canada, if you can reach out to the community at CanRise 19. Again, I just can't say enough good things about them. Just being able to meet and talk with other people that are just like you, that are injured, is so important. That feeling of not being so alone.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been able, most of my functioning is in my home. I don't leave my house a lot. So it's been amazing that I've been able to do all of this from a computer.
Mm-hmm.
Thank goodness for technology. Feel free to reach out to me or
CanRise 19.
CanRise 19. Look for. It's hard. I'm hoping that the climate changes as time goes on, because there's a lot of groups for long COVID. There's clinics, there's medical clinics for long COVID, but there's nothing for the vaccine injured. And I really believe that we need that. And I think that each province should have its own vaccine injury support program.
Mm-hmm.
I think this because, that's where we get our care, is in our province. It's where our healthcare providers are. That me here in Alberta, that I have to send documentation and talk to and have these doctors all the way across the country evaluate our files or my file has been so slow. It's infuriating. These vaccine injured people, so many are desperate for some kind of help, whether it's medical or financial. I don't know how many times I have to say it. We were promised care and it's not happening. It just hasn't been happening. It's a lot of bureaucracy, a lot of stalling tactics, it feels like. And it's hard to navigate in a system that doesn't want to hear you.
You know what? I wish I had the numbers off the top of my head, but with my interview with Dean Allison and Sean Buckley, Dean had expressed a staggering figure of the money that was put aside for, I think, the vaccine injury support. Yeah, support program. He said, I thought he said $55 million, and 35 million of it went to bureaucracy and paying, bureaucrats and whatever. Maybe it was ads. Maybe they spent, good portion of on ads, but they certainly didn't. I think he said 2% went to actual victims.
Yes. Very, very low number. And that the government doesn't really seem to care where all this money went. It just blows my mind.
Not to get into too much, but I don't think our government cares where the money seems to be going for anything.
No, that's become quite evident. Yeah, I had no idea when I left the hospital that I would have to fight like this just for health. And then to have so many people reach out to me that are injured, I just, like you said, how do you keep going? I can't stop. I just know too much now about it and the community of injured people.
Okay, so just to give a little bit of, a little bit of levity, but I mean, it's like you left the matrix, right? And now you can't go back because you've seen too much, you know too much, and there is no going back. You can't put the genie back in the bottle. And you can't just stop. So I appreciate you. I applaud you and your family and for the work that you do for, continuing to move the ball forward, because I don't think, and this is my personal opinion, hopefully you might, jump in and give me yours, but I don't think we can heal until we actually get these stories and acknowledgement of what's happened, not just the stories, out there, but there has to be acknowledgement, from the perpetrators, the media, the doctors, the politicians, especially. And, we're seeing it down in the South, obviously, with the most recent hearing with Fauci. So that's somewhat encouraging. What are your thoughts on this process, I guess, of the inquiry and I guess the betterment of Canada and Canadians in general?
I think that anytime that we're given space to tell our stories, it's a step in the right direction. I'm thankful for this inquiry. I'm looking forward to meeting so many of these vaccine injured people that I've been communicating with for the last 5 years. To be able to see some of these people in person is going to be pretty surreal, pretty meaningful. It's a long ways to go, but I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to hearing from other people. Like you said, I've been able to use my voice because of my proven injury. But I'm looking forward to hearing other people's stories and what they've been through.
Yeah. So as far as the proven story, proven medical history, what does that, now, did you get a medical report that said, did they have to do other tests? What does that look like? Because I'm wondering, there's so many people that I'm sure have this gamut of injuries, and what does that look like to get that?
Well, each person is different. For me, it was the sequence of events
I
and
see.
how it was documented leading up to it, and then as it was happening. So it was, for me, it was just because, you know, I, in a small town, maybe that was an advantage this time.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so being able to prove it is difficult. The vaccine injury support program is one way that you can prove it, but you have to provide a lot of documentation, and they don't make it easy, of course, right? So yeah, I wish I had an answer for you. I wish I did. The more medical professionals that are able to speak up and treat people like us, the better.
Yeah. Now, you might not have an answer for this, but I'm putting it out there anyway. But is there anybody that's helping other people to go through VISP? Because obviously you found that a daunting task, and I'm sure they make it as difficult as possible. Not because they're the government, just because they're inept. But I know my family, we've had help to get through other documents, not necessarily in regard to this, but through the Canadian government. And it is such a massive blessing. Is there anybody that's helping other people to do that?
Me.
Hey, this is fantastic.
Yeah. I'm doing that through CanRise 19.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm volunteering my time that way. And there's a group of us that are helping.
Oh, wow. That is fantastic. That is another huge benefit that you're offering the world. Thank you so much again for that, for doing that. So they can people can reach out to you obviously through X. I showed your profile. They can find you on X. Is there any other way that you want them to reach you? Is it through CanRise 19?
Sure, you can reach through CanRise 19. You can also reach me through my Facebook account, which is just my name, Carrie Sakamoto. And those are the main ways you can get a hold of me, or they can contact people like you.
And I will definitely be passing them on to you if there was any. So right in here, this is CanRise 19. You can put in your information and make contact with CanRise 19. It looks like they've got some other ways to follow them. So are you on TikTok these days, or are you completely banned from there now?
I'm on there, but I don't post much. I'm mostly just a doom scroller now.
You're just enjoying the cat videos like the rest of them, eh?
I'm just waiting for the aliens at this point.
Oh my goodness. Carrie, this has been a very eye-opening. I appreciate you taking the time. Is there anything else that you want to share that we didn't touch on that maybe you want to let people know that this happened, or anything coming up that you want to make sure people understand?
I just want to thank the people who've supported me and helped me find my voice, and all the people like you who've given me space to use it and are open for discussion, because the more open discussion we can have about it, the better.
Well, okay, so I know that you've been thrust into the spotlight. There's a lot of people like myself that, I didn't necessarily want to do a podcast. I didn't want to share this information. I didn't want to document stories, but I just realized that I had to. And that's where Carrie Sakamoto comes into this, is that, you feel like you have to, you don't have much of an option. That again, you've been, shot out of the matrix, and you realize that you've got to start paddling and make some headway. So thanks for pushing this forward. And I just want to ask you, I guess, a little bit about, before we go, the lawsuit in general. Is that it's oh, there's some noise.
That's my son's truck.
Oh, I was like, what is going on with my computer?
He's He's got the loudest truck. Oh, I don't even want to talk about it right now.
Well, I'm sure he's very proud of it.
Yeah, he's gone in 3 weeks. So,
the lawsuit is against Canada and Alberta. And so I know that there was a couple other defendants in there, but is it basically that it wasn't safe and effective? Is that the basis of it?
basically, yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much to it. If you go to rathandcompany.com, that website, if you go under class action, it has everything to do with the lawsuit on there. And it is a class action for the people in Alberta. But when we win, it will pass precedent and it'll be new law, and people all across Canada will be able to do the same.
Okay, so here it is. COVID. Oh, sorry, I'm not sharing it yet. So now I want to share it. This is it on Rath and Company, COVID-19 vaccine class action. Is that the one?
Yes, we've been at it for quite a few years now. So we are just waiting now to hear from the judge if she's going to let it proceed as a class action.
Okay. So I think from reading, it was 2023 when you started this, but other people can join it, is what you're saying. Is that right?
If you're injured and you live in Alberta, you're automatically under the class action.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but yeah.
So you don't have to do anything to participate in the class action if you've been
not
injured.
right now. No.
Okay, that's good. That's good news for everybody to know, is that you don't have to do anything. You were going to say something. I apologize for jumping in there.
I forget.
Okay. Anyway, so you started the class action. People can join, or they don't have to join. They don't have to do anything particularly at this time. And you're still waiting for the judge to recognize it as a class action lawsuit. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. Oh, here we are. Oh, we can actually go back through the time. I see. So we can actually, this is the most up to date here.
We've been busy.
Yes, you have. And thank you to you and your family. Obviously, this is a family affair. It takes a whole village to get you to where you're at. And I do remember vividly, when you first got out of the hospital and you were sharing your information, and you being, I felt very bad for you, to obviously take the slings and arrows from the hateful, scared people, but you've made it through, and here you are today.
And there's such a great community now of people that care.
Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time. It is a pleasure to get a chance to talk to you. I know that I'm looking forward to seeing you in person when we get out to Ottawa.
Yeah, we'll see you in Ottawa.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. So I hope that you have a blessed rest of the, I guess it's the weekend, isn't it? The rest of the weekend. Yes. And God bless you and your family. And thanks for being here again.
Thank you.
Okay. If you don't mind sticking around, I'm just going to say goodbye to the audience quickly, and then you and I can just have a couple seconds to catch up. Thank you so much. If you're still watching this, make sure to share this out. Get some more eyeballs on this information, and wake up, Canada. Carrie Sakamoto is here, and she has been a fantastic guest with lots of information to share. And make sure to press your MP to show up September 8th to 11th, the Allison Inquiry. You can find it. I will make sure to have the links on here, but it's AllisonInquiry.com. You can sign up to be a witness, share your story, or share a loved one that may not be here with us today. If you have that ability, we have to get as many stories as possible. All right, everyone, stay sane. Let's stay sane together. Keep your head on a swivel. This is Bruce, and I'm out of here. Thank you so much for watching Unscrew the News. I appreciate your participation in freedom in Canada. Share this information and help others to wake up. God bless.